Well, if you're watching this video, then you know why you're here. Came here to show you the cheapest way to build any kind of Jeep in 2025. So, you got to start with either a ZJ or a WJ. That's not mine. This one's mine. And it's very simple. You just need a grinder and to be resourceful. And that's pretty much it. And just not really to care, because paint's going to get scratched off-road anyways, so who cares? So, first things first is approach angle. So, front bumper goes, and then you got that left. Comes with these fun little mounting points for these pod lights here. I got those for free off of one of my coworkers who has a Jeep. He's got a JK and he was upgrading, so he gave me those. It's always a good community with Jeeps. Then when it comes to the tires here, these are 30 by 9.5 15s, and I have put them on 1.5 inch wheel spacers, and it gives it a pretty good stance, and I've got a pretty decent approach angle. Alright, and as you may notice, the evap canister that usually is right there is not there. I just took it off, and it has not thrown codes at all for an evap leak, so that's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. Like I said, ghetto rust prevention, it's going to get screwed up off-road anyways, so who cares? Moving on up here, I got this for 60 bucks. Facebook Marketplace is your best friend. Absolute best friend. Came with the light bar for 60 bucks. Couldn't turn that down. Absolute steal of a deal. So, I have yet to lift it. Departure angle now could be a little bit better. I did install that hitch aftermarket so that I had a recovery point in the back, but I also tucked up the exhaust there, did some ghetto work. You see back there somewhere, you might be able to see the exhaust hanger that I made out of a hose clamp, but that works. You got to do a little bit of cutting to clear. If you've noticed, this bumper usually goes about to here. Rear bumper obviously was removed, and usually these aren't painted, so I had to paint that with quite a few coats of paint. So a grinder is your best friend, because you're going to want to grind most of that away and most of that away on both sides so that you can get a better departure angle. And yeah, gives it a really good stance when you have those wheel spacers on it too. And yep, high lift jack here, 20 bucks. Okay, Facebook Marketplace once again comes in clutch. And just to, there's really not much else to this. I got a full-size spare for these too for, I think it was like 60 bucks. Just Facebook Marketplace is going to be your best friend. And Amazon, of course, because wheel spacers came off there for like 100 bucks. Could have been better, could have been worse. But the only thing that you got to make sure of when you're buying a ZJ, because I picked this whole Jeep up for $1,000. I've put more into it since I got it, but the Jeep was $1,000. But you got to make sure you got this. It's the only engine you're going to want one of these things. You get the 5.2 or the 5.9 and you're fucked. Or screwed, as the internet would say. Maybe I'll bleep that out, maybe I won't, maybe I don't care. But, yeah, this is my budget build so far. Tires were 350 bucks for all four. So, yeah, not a bad deal. Just make it your own. Do what you want with it. Don't worry about the purple door either. It's just going to get screwed up off-road. Around these parts, that's what we call Rocky Mountain pinstriping. So, get your Jeep. Have fun in your Jeep. Don't worry about buying a brand new Jeep, because you're just going to beat it up off-road anyways, so why buy a brand new one when you can just get an old one for cheap and it does what it needs to do. And it's got a 4-liter in it. One of the greatest engines ever made by man. So, I hope you found that tidbit of information useful. Keep in mind, if you want to chop away for some departure, that's a good idea. Have a good one, huge tube.